My name is Sheila Bacon, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell. Ring the little bell so you are notified when new videos drop. So look, it's never a good thing when one hand doesn't know what the other's doing. Now, that's not a good thing when it's a massive multinational corporation. You know, you can understand one department doesn't know what the other department's doing, but it's really bad when it's the same person within the organization saying literally contradictory things, which we're going to look at in a minute. We're also talking about Tim Davie, the Director General of the BBC. Now, when Tim Davie became Director General earlier this year, was it? Well, within the last year, there was a lot of hope. Yeah, a lot of hope that this would turn the BBC around. This would stop them making all this very divisive, very lecturing programming, which has alienated, I would say about 50% of the country, 50% of the UK, resulting in massive amounts of people cancelling their licence fee and to defund the BBC. That's really what's driving it, you know, that's what's driving it. But the BBC, they really like lecturing you and telling you that they think they want to say they're better than you, although they think they're better than you. They want to say that you're worse than them. It's a subtle difference, but they really enjoy it, and I don't think they want to give up on it, even if it means their own destruction, which led to these two amusing stories that we're going to be looking at in a minute. Before we get into it, can you hit the like button? That'd be freaking awesome. Can you hit the share button? The share button is fan-dabby double dozy. Can you hit the subscribe button? That's the button. I really want you to hit the YouTube. YouTube have throttled me have throttled my content massively over the last week or so. They've defunded my channel. They've demonetized the channel. It's not really defunding it. It doesn't really make enough money to be calling it funding. But you know, they've demonetized my channel, and I'm pretty sure I've been shadow banned. I've seen a real drop in views. So anyway, if you can hit the subscribe button, that really genuinely helps. If you really want to help, we want to go that one step further. Help, go and check out my Indiegogo. 2 freaking awesome graphic novels. I really got to put out videos going into these in detail to tell you what the hell they are and why you should buy them. You know, you should buy them because they're awesome. Basically, they're awesome. If you get, I think there's 3 left now, 3 at the sale price of $40 if you get both of them, and there's local shipping in Australia, in Canada, in UK, obviously, and the US, Ireland as well. I didn't know Ireland was you had to put that down as a separate place. Okay, Ireland as well, and New Zealand. Basically, local shipping everywhere. I can give it to you. If you get both graphic novels, you get a whole bunch of extras as well, which we'll just run through quickly. We get the For the Male Gaze art cards. These are like postcard-sized cards, based on my 12-year-old titillators. They're always fun to look at. So we have the Forces female. Yes, he is. I'm feeling rather forceful just looking at this. I'm feeling the force flow right through me. I'm sensing strong emotions, Captain. Yes, I'm sure you are. I am too. Party like it's 1999. Don't even think it's Citizen. Keeping the British end up, bit of a Bondy one there. Of course, my all-time favourite is No Hanky Panky in the TARDIS. There's plenty for me. Hanky Panky in the TARDIS. Plus, there's a bunch of posters. You get, the Bohemian Time and Space. The Eyes Have It. And now, just recently added Reversal Polarity of the neutron flow. So you get all that for just $40. $40 for, I think there's only 3 or 4 left of that price now. We are closing this out on April 15th. So this is, the clock is ticking. The clock is ticking for this will be gone forever. Gone down the road. You know what's about to be gone forever? BBC. BBC is about to be gone forever. So let's look at this first article. It's hilarious how they juxtapose each other. This first article was from the Daily Telegraph. That's the paper my parents used to read when I lived in England, when I was a young whippersnapper. The Daily Telegraph. So they have this headline: BBC demands 150 million borrowing boost to tackle Netflix. So this isn't literally they're like asking for money. They're asking for the ability to borrow money. Listen, I'm just a simple guy. All this finance stuff does kind of make my head hurt. You know, it does. I understand they want to borrow money, but honestly, people want to borrow money. If people want to lend them money, I don't really see the problem. But there's probably some deep problems going. But the reason they need to borrow money is, of course, they've lost a lot of money. They've lost a lot of money because people have cancelled their license fee. The reason they cancel the license fee is two reasons. Firstly, it's easy. There's nothing really on worth watching. It's a very easy service to skip. I think Disney Plus is is going to find that out. There's really not much on there that I'm interested in at all. The only reason I keep it is to review their meager programming they put out, which thankfully is going to be over in a couple of months. I mean, HBO Max seems to have a lot more on that. That I'm more interested in. But yeah, the point is this, that the BBC have lost a lot of money because people have ended their license fee. The main reason they ended their license fee is because the BBC want to very much tell them that they're deplorable, that they're wrong, that they're peasants, that they're stupid, and they should just accept the wisdom of their betters. That's really what they want to tell you, and they don't care that they need you. They need your money to do it. So now money's not so forthcoming. They're go and try and find out, other places to get money where they could just, so they could continue on lecturing you. Honestly, the easiest way to start making money, maybe fire Chris Chibnall and Jodie Whittaker and just reboot Doctor Who. You can go back to Capaldi. It's fine. I think that you could make a bob or two there, rather than watching the merchandise go into landfills. That might be an idea. How about this idea? Not telling your clients you don't like them. How about that? Not telling your customers that you look down at them. That might be an idea. So let's read the story. The broadcaster wants its commercial arm, BBC Studios, to be allowed to borrow up to £500 million to better compete with US streaming platforms. Again, all you need to do to compete with US streaming platforms is put out good quality product, which you don't do. If you put out a good quality product that appeal to people, it would be fine. They say Netflix like it's a Harry Potter incantation. Oh, Netflixio! And all our viewers gone. No, your viewers are gone because you make garbage. And how many YouTube channels do you want to be screaming at you the same thing? Everybody else is the same. DC Comics. Nah, we don't want to listen. Marvel Comics. Nah, we don't want to listen. No. Go woke, go broke. It's a very glib statement, but it's also a very true one. BBC boss Tim Davie is pressing ministers for $150 million borrowing boost to help compete with the financial firepower of Netflix. The reason Netflix has financial firepower is because they appeal to more people than you. Because yes, there's a lot of both sick and woke and sick woke programming on Netflix. That's 100%. But there's also lots of programming on Netflix if you're not sick and woke. There's quite a lot to watch there. And that's why they have that financial firepower. The broadcaster wants the debt limit enforced on its commercial arm, BBC Studios, to be increased from 350 to 500 million, so it can take on the deep-pocketed streaming giants. Now they do have deep pockets. I mean, listen, the amount of failure that Disney Plus has put out, which they then spun into success. Do you know that only 600,000 people watched Falcon and Winter Soldier? What? I can't believe out of 100 million people, you had 600,000 views, whereas Justice League on HBO Max, which was a 4-hour movie, in its opening weekend got 1.6 million or 1.2 million. It's like, and again, all these seem kind of low numbers to me, but again, make stuff that people like. Yeah, BBC. Go to Big Finish. Go to bigfinish.com. Look up this series called Donna Noble Kidnapped. It's Donna Noble from the David Tennant Doctor Who. In our own little spin-off series, there's a cameo from David Tennant. If you just make that, which again, I think meets all your disgusting and divisive inclusivity agenda. I think it does. It does everything you want, but it's also quite good because it's not written from that, which is, I think, the reason why everything that they make is garbage, because they write it from a position of wanting to be a platform to influence people rather than wanting it to entertain people and actually getting to the root of what it actually is. So huge spending by the likes of Netflix and Disney on original shows has influenced. Listen, Netflix huge spending on original shows, I think, is mainly in cocaine, right? WandaVision cost $200 million. How? I don't know how on earth did that direct cost $200 million? On the original shows, has inflated the cost of making high-end dramas by almost 10%. Okay, wow. Heaping pressure on BBC programming budget, but again, make stuff people like. You're not going to have so much trouble. BBC Finance Chief Glyn Isherwood told MPs on the Public Accounts Committee that the borrowing cap dated back nearly 20 years and must be updated to reflect the market. Again, I just don't think. I think maybe do things people like, and you might find that's the oil that gets the squeaky wheel turning, right? To generate further growth and more access to investment capital would be welcome to compete with the really big players that we've got. He said, look, BBC traditionally always had much lower budgeted shows, right? An average BBC season on a comedy show is 6 episodes a year. Those 6 episodes a year, I would say, probably had a lot more cultural impact than the American counterpart, which had 22 episodes a year, right? It's 40 Towers. We still talk about it today. Monty Python, still talk about it today, 50 years later, 60 years later, because, I really feel that not having unlimited resources causes innovation and a need to connect to the audience, which BBC needs so badly. The natural cap of organization is how much they can raise from banks. So 350 million is well supported, and we could raise more on the market if the cap was lifted. Well, again, I think this is more of an indictment on financing. That CBS All Access, they're making more Star Trek Discovery. I mean, even though it's got cheaper and cheaper and cheaper every year, it's still, what, 100 million they drop on that easily? And it's garbage. It's garbage that has failed, that nobody wants to watch. Apart from a few woke morons on Twitter who then claim, oh no, everybody loves it. Look, all of Twitter loves it. Twitter's not a big place, baby. Twitter's not a big place. So yeah, they could raise more money from you weird imbeciles that like to make things that nobody likes. Because I just find the whole financing of it, that you can make stuff that with no accountability to the audience whatsoever, which is essentially the world we live in, not really the best thing in the world. So yeah, they could borrow. The profit level across commercial organizations pre-pandemic was 180 million to 190 million. That could support a borrowing level of 500. So pre-pandemic, oh shut up, around 1.5 times the current cap we have. Yeah, okay, so you're using pre-pandemic numbers. Be quiet. Which I've added. By extent, we grow further. But at the extent we grow further, the potential to have high level borrowing and investments. That is something that we discuss our plans with the DCMs, the Department for Digital, Cultural Media and Sport. The borrowing limit for BBC Studios is 350 million in 2003, and they want the service arm with the public service arm holding a separate cap of 200 million. Oh, really? So they got 550 million and they want another 150. Again, how many people? How much did you lose in license fees this year? The borrowing restrictions on the BBC Studios forms one plank of its discussions with the DCMs. DCMS. That's what, not DCM. DCMS. So what's they called again? Digital Culture, Media and Sport. Over the cost of the license fee, the decision whether to increase the license fee of 157.50 annual cost of freeze is expected in autumn before coming into force in April of next year. I thought they just did increase it, didn't they? BBC uses its debt facility as working capital to help pay for programs or to mount takeovers in the market. Again, really, why not just make something that people like? I mean, yeah, I know it's crazy. I know it's crazy, and I know you don't get to wag your finger at people, but why not just do that? Wouldn't that be a good idea? No, don't want to hear it. He used the facility 2 years ago when it struck 180 million to buy a major stake in UK TV, the commercial broadcaster behind channels such as Dave Gold and ESA. So basically, channels that show reruns of shows that BBC used to make when it was good, right? Again, just make shows like that. Yeah, look, Red Dwarf, you kicked that off TV. You kicked it down, and now you're clamoring to get back into it. Red Dwarf, of course, is a home for Dave. But Red Dwarf, will we ever see it again? What's happened to that legal thing with Grant Naylor and Doug? Was it Grant? Whatever, Grant Naylor Productions. Doug Grant and Rob Naylor, I think. Yeah, who knows? I do hope we're going to see more Red Dwarf, because I really did enjoy that. The last one did the one with the cats. Anyway, I digress. Increasing the borrowing cap to is the latest sign of Mrs. Davies' intent to embolden the commercial ambitions of BBC since becoming Director General in June. Yeah, and we were all very hopeful in June. Not so much anymore. He recently unveiled plans to boost returns from BBC studios by nearly a third to 1.5 billion within 5 years. From 2020, within 5 years from 2022-23. Good luck, mate. Because 5 years from now, again, let's see how many more of your top brands you flush down the toilet. There's Doctor Who. There's Top Gear. Let's see how. And nobody really likes the stuff you do anymore. EastEnders got 3.5 million on Christmas bloody Day. That should be a wake-up call. No, nothing's going to wake them up. Asked by Conservative MP Jane Wild whether he had enough staff with a commercial understanding across BBC. I don't. Dave responded, I think the challenge for us in terms of talent and leadership is that you have to be able to blend editorial skills with commercial notes? No, I don't know what that means. It's about that I'm trying to get. Yeah, so there's basically no commercial. The editorial skills are by people who don't like the people they're making TV shows for, i.e. they have no commercial now. So that's what I think he's trying to say. I think in the midst of cultural change, honestly, the cultural change people want their culture. They like their culture, right? Don't you remember, what was it, the Queen's, 60th anniversary? I can't remember. It was such and the Olympics happened the same year, I think. There was such an incredible outpouring of, nationalism, people loving their country, and it wasn't a bad thing. It seemed to be 20 minutes ago, and now it's a terrible thing. I think the midst of culture change, but I don't think there's anyone in my team who I don't think is externally focused and can go into market and be significantly in demand. I think that's an indictment of the market rather than an endorsement of your staff, because again, they've done a terrible job. I'm talking to you as one of your viewers. They've done a terrible job. So anyway, they say they want to borrow 150 million to tackle Netflix, which, okay, that's an indication things aren't going too well for the BBC. So let's juxtapose it with this. Same day this article came out. Our job is not to beat Netflix. BBC boss Tim Davies says broadcaster has a different purpose to streaming giants because it's not a business for profit. Choose what you want. Okay, so you don't need 150 million then, do you? Choose your bullcrap. Whatever bullcrap you want go with it, but don't go for literally contradicting bullcrap. Director General said BBC needs to be radically different to streaming sites. Well, it is. They work on a premise of they need to attract people. You work on a premise of you want to repel people. So there you go. This has been pointed to that certain groups are engaging less with the corporation. Yes, generally speaking, British people. That's a group that's engaging less with the corporation. Why? And again, you've just talked about how great your staff is. This isn't bloody rocket science. It's not brain surgery. Yes, people are engaging a lot less with the BBC. It's not just because they can cancel their licensing. It's because they don't like you. And they used to like you. a few years ago, just a few years ago, you have really screwed up. I think you need to get rid of common purpose. I think you need to get rid of your inclusivity nonsense, and maybe just make shows for people rather than looking at their skin color or their ethnicity or their sexual orientation or their gender preference, whatever you want to call it. The broadcaster shakeup saw hundreds of jobs moved out of London. That's actually probably a good thing. Because maybe if they're not in this disgusting media bubble, they may wake up and smell the coffee. I don't think so. BBC boss said the broadcaster has a different personal streaming service and said his job is not to beat Netflix. That's basically saying we can't beat Netflix. This waving a white flag. Can you give us $150 million so we can compete with Netflix? Not that we can beat them. Under no circumstances can we take the money anyway, because we really, really want to continue lecturing you. Speaking to MPs on the Public Accounts Committee, the Director General said, this came out the same day as the other article, said the BBC is not a business for profit. Well, that freaking shows. Days after he unveiled a dramatic overhaul of the corporation to bid to make it less London-centric. I think who was it? Alan Yentop came up, I think, with the best idea of what to do with the BBC, which is make it into a social media platform, basically make it into YouTube, and you use that to recruit your talent, your personnel, your on-screen talent. You have people build up a following. And then you get the best of that, and you broadcast it, right? That's how you do it. And that way, it actually does reflect the bloody nation. But unfortunately, like most social media platforms, most BBC doesn't want to reflect the audience, because the audience isn't like the people running the BBC. Let's understand it. That's actually a pretty good move, though. He said we need to do something radically different. The BBC is coming from a different point of view to the streaming service. Yes, we come from a point of view where we want to tell you you're wrong. Mr. Davies said we're differently shaped. We always have sat alongside competitors. Yes, but you sat alongside competitors when you had the love and affection of the nation, which you've lost. The issue is the BBC needs to be highly distinctive, whether it's bite-sized education provision, like bite-sized education provision, locally made drama. Are those two different things? I don't know. Yeah, I remain optimistic we can reach and retain our value. No, you can't. Yeah, I mean, you can, but you got to fire a lot of people. You got to fire Chris Chibnall, you got to fire Piers Wenger, and you got to fire anybody who thinks the same way. And then you got to bring in people who think Brexit is a good idea, right? You got to bring in people who actually like the former president. They got to bring and then have something. This is a wild idea. A wild idea you're going to find scary. Bring in some diversity. How about a little bit of diversity? He added, we have a different purpose. I'm not running a business for profit. Oh, yeah, we can't bring them. I'm running an organization for purpose. Yeah, purpose is to wag their finger. Mr. Davey also pointed out that certain groups are engaging less with the BBC than were previously. Yes, what's that group? White males? That thing that made up a lot of your membership, a lot of your customer base. Yeah, because you told them, we don't like you, racist. Yeah, so what can I tell you? They may be going elsewhere and doing different things. They're going anywhere other than you. They're going to anywhere else because they find you obnoxious. Yeah, look, dude, I'm not that expensive. Just hire me. I'll tell you this stuff. That is something that we should be conscious of, but you're not. That's why we make sure representation across representation across the country is there. We want to make sure we have the right local provision. What you really need to do, what you really need to do, is again have an ideological diversity. It's something that you're sorely lacking. These things are critical in terms of holding up support to the BBC. Have you noticed how much less support you have? Mr. Davey said he thinks the real potential of the BBC to expand commercially in the US. Yeah, because the US, they're not having any, how can I, There's no accountability for failure, right? Again, they can put out Drek that doesn't really work, and then they do like insane spin, and they create a new reality. Captain Marvel. Did Captain Marvel do very well? Probably not. Did Disney spin the news to make it period? Probably. It's like, is Star Trek Discovery doing very well? No. Is Lower Decks doing it? Is anything Star Trek doing very well? No. Is Star Trek quite popular? It used to be. Is Star Wars doing well? No. Is Doctor Who doing well? No. Why could are we all just going to Netflix? Oh, I'm not even looking at the shows on Netflix. I'm just looking at the screen that says, do you want to put your name in? What profile? That, because Netflix is that good, right? Yeah, no, you're just a moron. I think the opportunity remains an exciting opportunity. Last month, Mr. Davey claimed the BBC will cost £400 a year if the corporation operated like Netflix. Well, if the corporation operated like Netflix, again, you would make diverse programming. He said the bundle of subscriptions. Oh, what's that? They're hearing a big ding outside. I wonder what that was. He said a bundle of subscriptions offering comparable high quality and advertising-free service across BBC video, audio, and news will cost more than $157.50 licensing. Again. Yeah, make less stuff and make it, less. Less. What's the word? Not reprehensible. Reprehensible kind of works. Less repulsive. Yeah, don't try and repulse your audience. Okay, fine. So he's just saying we needed Netflix's. We're better than Netflix. Wow. News and current affairs programs such as Newsnights will be presented from different UK bases. Radio 4 shows will become co-hosted from outside of London for at least 100 episodes a year. Again, but you need people with different ideologies to be in the BBC, and you don't have it. The decision could also result in BBC rival to ITV soap Coronation Street. Okay, who cares? Okay, I understand. It's like, they just take the wrong message. The message they took out is, we're too London-centric. No, London-centric was code for saying you're all in a woke bubble. You're all in the Twitterati woke bubble. It's not that you're London-centric. It's that you're all in the Twitterati woke bubble. Listen, you if you want to make some money, may I make a suggestion? You see this bloke over here? Get him to play Doctor Who for another season 2. Maybe people will like it. Don't have Chibnall right there. Again, you might make a bob or two then. You might not be going out cap in hand saying, please, sir, can we have some more? More? No, you can't have any more. You can't have any more. The sad truth is they're probably going to be given more. That's probably what's going to happen. They're probably going to be given more. My name is Sheila Beck, and you are Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell. Ring that little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.